This is your life and it's ending one day at a time.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. As you can tell, things look a little bit different. I'm actually on the East Coast visiting my girlfriend, so I don't have all of my normal equipment, so bear with me with these next few videos. Today we're going to be talking about Candy, or Hungry Fat Chick. She is someone that we have talked about on the channel quite a few times, as well as I've done an interview with her as well, which was a lot of fun. But today we're going to be talking about a video that she uploaded recently and kind of sentiments that she shared that a lot of people, I had quite a few messages of people asking me to, one, reach out to her, but two, talk about what's going on. So we did reach out to her, but also we're going to be talking about that video. And in the video, she kind of shares her struggles with seasonal depression and just her struggles with, you know, her weight in general, weight struggles with binge eating and stuff like that. So I do want to say before we get too deep into the video, trigger warning, things like and stuff like that. If those things are kind of triggering for you, this might not be the video for you. A very quick overview of who Candy is. She's someone that does mukbang videos here on YouTube, and as you can tell by her name, her screen name, Hungry Fat Chick, she is, you know, quite overweight, and she does these mukbang videos, and she, you know, there's a lot of controversy on her doing them, and you know, being someone that's been able to speak to her, she does handle the criticism, I think, pretty well, all things considered, but she has been, you know, a public figure, and there's a lot of discussion and discourse over whether or not her channel should even exist at all. Now, we're not going to get too deep into her whole story. Again, I've made videos that you can go click on and watch if you want to get into that. Today, we are going to be strictly focused on this video and, you know, the sentiments that she was sharing inside of it. In this video, she makes it very clear that this is not a mukbang, and so she kind of shares that she basically had a really bad binge the day before, and she's just kind of sharing how she's feeling in the moment, as well as she is kind of eating some McDonald's, but it really isn't that much food that she's eating, and it's more just her kind of sharing, you know, what she feels going through, maybe just kind of post binge. And so that's where we're going to be jumping in.
Hey y'all. Oh goodness. No giggles today. It's not a fun day. Yeah. Remnants of last night's McDonald's binge. This is the day after.
So I can already like really relate to this type of feeling. It's really tough to see the aftermath, so it's interesting. I have a feeling that she kind of saved this stuff because, you know, for the thumbnail and to show it on video. But I remember when I would ever binge or overeat on something like to this effect, it was always like I would try and hide the, you know, the evidence, not just from like other people, but mainly like almost for myself. It was like if I got rid of it, it made it so I felt like it didn't happen, right? And so I know exactly how this feels.
Mac, BLT, double BLT burger, French fries, 10 nuggets, caramel sundae, serious mocha latte, and iced tea. I did pretty good, I guess. This is all I had. And believe it or not, I actually have a burger and cookies left for today, as well as a little bit of my drinks. This stuff has been sitting out for nearly 24 hours. Yeah. But I'm gonna eat that burger.
It's really interesting where she knows that what she is doing, like a lot of people would consider it gross, right? Like this food has been sitting out, not in a fridge, I'm assuming, for 24 hours, but she's still going to eat it. Again, this is when, like, we talk about you know, food addiction, and people that don't understand it, they just don't get it, right? Like when you are addicted to food, things that would seem gross, like you're gonna do it, right? You're just gonna do it. And I know that the easiest thing that people want to say is like, just stop eating it. Why would you order McDonald's? Why would you like? And yeah, I'm not saying that you're wrong, because you are right? If you don't want to eat McDonald's, the best way to not eat McDonald's is to not order McDonald's, right? I get that, but clearly that's I don't think that that's the answer here, and I don't think that it's going to be that simple for Candy or people that are in her position.
Yeah, I ate as much as I could yesterday. I don't know. I guess you could call it a binge. I guess that's what you call it. You know, I had every intention of getting enough food for 2 days, and kind of what I did.
It's really interesting that she's almost hesitant to call it a binge. I don't really know where that's coming from. I'm not sure. Again, a lot of this can be attributed to comments of people being like, that's not a binge, or that, because on YouTube, like, people have very strict feelings of what a binge is and what it isn't. But I mean, I as someone that's not a professional, I would say that that's a binge. I would have called that a binge when I was binging. But it's interesting because, again, this is how our mind plays tricks on us. Like, we try and tell ourselves, I'm only going to order a small amount, and then or I'm only going to eat a small amount, but I'm going to order more because it just makes more sense. I don't have to deal with 2 trips or whatever it is, right? Like, when I would binge, a lot of times I would binge on cereal, and I would always tell myself, I'm just going to have 1 bowl. And then I'd have 1 bowl, I'd have milk left over, and I think to myself, well, I don't want to just drink the milk, like, I could just put more cereal in there, and then I end up eating the entire box, right? And so, like, it's very, very interesting seeing this play out in her mind.
This is seasonal depression, you guys. That's what this is. I mean, not that I don't binge like this on a normal basis, but in the last few weeks, I guess, I've been really down. I'm kind of getting in that hopeless phase of it. Like, am I ever gonna do anything to change my ways? I don't know. And here comes the complaining, the real complaining. I'm in so much pain. I don't even want to be here. I really just don't even want to be here anymore.
This is really hard to hear, and obviously I'm not a trained professional on mental health stuff, but I know that it's serious, and like we're currently, you know, dealing with the whole Twitch thing, and that was such a big deal for a lot of people. For me, it hit me a lot harder than I thought it would. I think because I myself struggle with depression. I myself have similar feelings. Like, I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to be like, what's the point? I know what it feels like, especially, like, as silly as it might sound, when it gets darker at freaking 4 p.m. and you especially if you say you don't wake up super early, and so you're only getting 3 hours of sunlight in a day, right? Like, that is tough. And so, like, I totally understand what Candy is going through here. Obviously, I don't have the same exact feelings, but I know what it's like to feel, what's the point? Why am I doing this? And then when you add on top of it, trying to lose weight, doing all of these different diets that Candy has done, and feeling like you're failing. This is, again, I'm not trying to get on a soapbox, but this is why I'm so against these quick diet fixes, weight loss fixes, because for a lot of people, they'll work for a short amount of time, but then people just fall off and they feel worse about themselves than before they would have even started the diet. And then you feel literally worse about yourself than when you started, right? And so that's why I'm just not a huge fan of these quick diets that, yeah, they might promise quick weight loss and they might even deliver that, but eventually the person gains the weight back and they feel worse about themselves. And it's just this cycle that continues of, I am worthless. See, I tried to lose weight, and all of these people are saying this is the miracle cure, and then all of a sudden, I lost a little bit of weight, I was feeling good about myself, I gained it back, and now I feel like I'm useless. Like, this is a cycle that goes on and on and on. And then if you're someone that's, struggling, and then Candy is obviously a very special case because she is someone that is sharing this journey online, and, through, in a very weird way, right, with the mukbangs and having all of this food on camera, and there's just a lot of people that have zero empathy for her, and I'm not even saying that you have to feel the same way I do, but all I know is I see someone that is struggling, and I wish that I could help more. I wish that there was more that could be done, and I understand that most people are just going to say, well, she just needs to take responsibility, and she needs to get it done. To a certain extent, I understand, but at the end of the day, like, how can we help? How can we help someone that is struggling here? I don't know what the answer is, but I wish that I did. I wish that I did.
A little monster in the back of my head, even if I start thinking about healthy food and like, oh, what could I do to change my ways or whatever. That little voice in the back of my head just does everything possible to sabotage those ideas. And it's like, you're never going to change. You're gonna die alone in your apartment. You know, just like so many of you love to point out. You know, of course I am. You know, and everybody dies alone, surrounded by dozens of people. You're still alone. So I'm probably going to find something else to eat later tonight, because of course I will. I'm just very lost right now. And yeah, this is clickbaity AF. But this is kind of what I'm going through.
It's sad to me that, you know, the thought is, oh, this is clickbaity AF, right? When she's like genuinely sharing what she's going through. I understand people would say just don't share it, right? But I think that it is very interesting when you're someone, especially with Candy, that, you know, probably a lot of the social interactions that she has and a lot of other people that make YouTube videos have is by making the YouTube videos, right? They make the YouTube video, then they get the comments, and that's like a lot of the social interaction that they'll have. And so I know that she should talk to a therapist, yada, yada, yada. I'm not saying I disagree with that, right? I'm just saying I understand where she's coming from, and I understand her struggles. That's all of the video that we're gonna react to. It's about 40 minutes. A lot of it is kind of saying the same stuff over again, and then Candy is just kind of, you know, eating her food and just, you know, telling stories. Again, nothing that I feel like is imperative for me to talk about. But here at the end, I kind of wanted to share my thoughts on just everything in general. One, I really do hope that Candy sees that there is, you know, stuff worth living for. I understand how difficult it is when you feel like you've tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed. Like, I get it, right? But there really is more to life than just being successful in weight loss. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, that's ridiculous, and like, how could you say that? And, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think maybe part of it is because I just heard the news that Jamie Lopez, who was someone that we made a video on, she was the woman that owned that plus size, it was like a beauty salon, and she had a show on, I think it was TLC or one of those networks where they kind of shared her journey and, you know, with owning this salon. But she ended up just passing away very recently, sadly. I think it was heart complications, and she lost like 400 pounds, right? And so I'm always very careful to not make it seem like losing weight will solve all of your problems, especially when it comes to mental issues, right? Jamie Lopez, obviously, it was a heart condition, something happened, right? It's very sad. But I think a lot of people get this notion that I'm going to lose weight and then everything is going to be okay. And that just is not true, right? It's just not true. It will help with health issues a lot of times. It will help with you being able to get more mobile, being able to get out of the house, being able to move around. All of those things will absolutely make you live a more fulfilled life, 100%. And I would never discount that. But I really, really, really don't like a lot of times when the narrative is just lose weight and then things will be better, because it's not true. And I think that it's dangerous because people will do things to lose the weight that are very unhealthy, and they end up losing the weight and they are in a worse spot. And I know that there's probably not a lot of people that can relate to what I'm talking about, or maybe just like truly don't believe it, because I know what it's like to want to lose the weight more than anything else on the planet. I know what that's like. Trust me, I get it. But I just want people to understand that just being like, Candy, lose weight, Candy, lose weight, all you need to do is lose weight. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I think that there are things that should be dealt with while the weight is being lost, because I do think losing the weight is very important and will help a lot of things. Absolutely. But I think that saying that it is the panacea, you know, it's going to fix everything, it'll be the silver bullet that makes everything go away, I just disagree with that. So Candy, if you do watch this, I hope that that you get back to me, but I hope that you see that there are a lot of people that care about you. I was reading the comments in that video, and it seems like a lot of people really care about you, and they want you to be okay. And hopefully you'll be able to read the comments in my community, and they'll share the same sentiments. You seem like a really nice person, and I think that you deserve to, stick around. And if you're watching this video and you're not Candy, I just want to let you know, you deserve to be around, and you know, just understand that you're not alone, no matter how alone you might feel. Trust me, I get it. I understand what it feels like to feel like you're alone. But yeah, with that being said, I would love to know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I'm sorry this was kind of a melancholy video, but I think it's something that's important to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.